All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live to the Steve Malzberg Show as we get set to take your calls at 877 Newsmax, 877-639-7629. We have some breaking news, and this comes by way of our friends at Breitbart News. And Breitbart is reporting that they have obtained exclusively voicemails that were sent out, they say, by the Cruz campaign on Monday night, the night of the Iowa caucuses, and they called precinct captains, informing them that Ben Carson was suspending his campaign and instructing the captains, the precinct captains for Ted Cruz's campaign, to tell voters they should, quote, not waste a vote on Ben Carson and instead vote for Ted Cruz. This certainly bolsters the Trump argument that we talked about with Michael Reagan in the previous segment, where Trump said, voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud. Now, again, I have not heard the voicemail that Breitbart has exclusive possession of, but they're out there, and that's a quote from the voicemail, according to Breitbart. So if the campaign actually put out voicemails and notified the precinct captains on caucus night to tell voters, don't waste your vote for Carson, he's dropping out, that's big news. What the repercussions will be the rest of the way, I don't know. What do you think? 877 Newsmax, 877-639-7629. Let's go to Rich from White Plains, New York. First caller up tonight. Hey, Rich.
Steve, how are you? You remember me? I used to talk to you all the time when you were in New York on the radio.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How are you?
Good. And you? Look, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this Cruz thing for 3 points. 3 points I want to make.
Well, but there's nothing Rich, there's nothing to disagree with me on. I just stated the facts as they're being presented and asked the question, how will it affect things? So I don't know what you're disagreeing with me, but go ahead.
All right, well, let me state some more facts.
Yeah.
The Cruz campaign didn't make up the story out of whole cloth. They got it from a CNN reporter, and nobody's criticizing CNN as much.
I have, and I will again. I believe CNN was purposely ambiguous, my opinion, in how they reported that he was going to Florida and not to South Carolina or to New Hampshire. So I'm with you.
Okay. Second point. Carson actually outperformed his projected numbers from the Real Clear Politics average, okay? And number three, we're on the third day where this controversy of alleged stolen votes, and we haven't heard from not one person who said, yeah, I changed my vote.
All right, but nonetheless, if I could play for you right now the voicemail that if it indeed says this is the Cruz campaign, tell all the voters, and this was to the captains, don't waste your vote on Dr. Carson. He's leaving the race. Vote for Cruz. I mean, that's a big indictment, no?
Steve, how about giving the people who are going to vote for Carson a little more credit than changing their vote by virtue of just one dumb tweet from the Cruz campaign?
All right. Rich, I thank you for the call. That's a good point. I thank you. We have it now. Let's play the audio of the voicemail.
Campaign calling just your precinct captain, and it has just been announced that Ben Carson is taking a leave of absence from the campaign trail. So it is very important that you tell any Ben Carson voters that look tonight that they not waste the vote on Ben Carson and vote for Ted Cruz. He is taking a leave of absence from the campaign.
It's a little hard to understand. I did hear the tell them not to waste a vote on Ben Carson, but to vote for Ted Cruz. Again, whether this reached the people in time, the captains, whether the captains actually did this, again, there's an excellent point that the caller made, that where are the people coming forward saying, yeah, I voted for Cruz because they told me Carson wasn't in. I don't know. I haven't seen those people come forward yet. I don't know if anybody's gone looking for them. I know I haven't, but you would think the media in general, especially with boots on the ground in Iowa, would be looking for those people. All right, we'll come back. Well, I promise we'll devote the whole next segment to your phone calls, but we had the breaking news. Don't go away. You're watching Newsmax TV, The Steve Malzberg Show.